Independent thoughts, independent life. This is Chad Benson.
I'm not proud to be an American where no one is really free. And we do forget the people who died because we killed so many. I don't wanna stand up next to you. It's time to take a knee, because there ain't no doubt that no one wins with white supremacy.
Oh, goodness me. That was awful. That was so bad. I just wanted you guys to hear that. Now, that's one liberal. Here's some more. You decide which one. Like, who would turn first in The Voice? Who would turn first? So you heard the first one. How about these cats and kittens?
We will overcome. We will overcome. We will overcome someday. Deep in our heart,
Goodness.
I do believe we will.
Shall, Will? Is it Shall? It's a Will. America, we are not good at singing right now. That was spectacular. So we got some that are overcoming, and then we have one that hates being an American because of the white supremacy that's just everywhere. Remember the boogeyman, right? It is the boogeyman. The boogeyman is everywhere. Politicians see it. The boogeyman is everywhere. And that's white supremacy. It's nonstop. It's all that's out there. It's white supremacy. Round the corner. What's that? White supremacy! What's over there? It's white supremacy. It is amazing. It really is. It is amazing. And Anthony said this to me this morning. I'm like, my God, what the hell is this? Like, who in God's name would sit there for just 1 second and think, hey, I'm going to sing this song about how much I don't like America. What are you? I'm an American, but it's great. We have people that are not 100 miles offshore outside of Miami in Cuba who are fighting for the opportunities to come to this country, who are willing to die to come to this country, who are willing to do anything they possibly can to come to this country, who are willing to swim through shark-infested waters, who are willing to risk everything. We have people who are crossing the desert in the most inhospitable time of the year to get here, going through drug smugglers, human traffickers. Is it because we suck? No. What you get more often than not is a bunch of angry, usually upper middle class white kids who are pissed off and have been indoctrinated by their professors that this is the world's worst place to be. That everything about this country is awful. That everything about this country is wrong. That we were founded simply to enslave people, and that's it. Never looking at anything other than, you know what? We've come a long way. Never looking at anything other than we are the most diverse nation on earth. Instead, it's songs like, we shall overcome, because we're going to leave taxes. And we don't like what they're doing. And we're going to leave now. But it's about finding the boogeyman if you're on one side of the aisle. What's the boogeyman, right? The left's boogeyman is males, white, dominated. Let me tell you about who we are. Primarily through our history, we've been mostly a white-dominated country. You go to China. Who do you think dominates that? You think it's the Chinese? It's possible. Really? You think? Did you say to yourself, I'm pretty sure they've got the exclusive Chinese policy of being Chinese? Well, still, Chad, white colonialism. Don't. Hey, stop it with that. Right? I'm just talking about us right here. The disdain for this country. But you got to find a boogeyman if you're in politics. You got to find a boogeyman. The left's boogeyman is white males. That's what it is. Cisgendered ones, too. Because it helps, too. Because you remember intersectionality. You go over here, so you're kind of in a special group. And I just find it insane. I do. The apology of everything that is the white guy. Oh, Chad, you're being an idiot. Like you're some sort of impressed. No, I'm not oppressed. I'm not oppressed. Stop with that. I'm just saying, at some point in time, you'd step back and you say to yourself, you know what? Come a long way in a short time. Look around the world. Look at us. Comparatively to a lot of other nations, we've come a very long way in a short period of time. We're the most diverse nation on earth. But in politics, you got to find the boogeyman. And it is the white, evil dude. Not saying there haven't been white, evil dudes. Let's be real. We all know that. But it's that white, evil guy. That's the guy that's out there. He's the white supremacist. They're everywhere. You know what? You can't even throw a football without hitting a dozen of them, which we know is crap. Have a Klan meeting today. Outside. See how many people show up to rally against them comparatively to the guys that show up there. Well, they're just being quiet. Stop it. It's about finding the boogeyman. The right's boogeyman is critical race theory. That's theirs, right? It was Obama for a while. Obama's gone. Obama's doing Netflix and hanging out on all the late night talk shows, and I don't think he wants anything really much to do with politics anymore. He's more interested in being hip and cool. And I don't blame him for that. So it's critical race theory. It's not Biden. There's nothing there with Biden, right? It's nothing. It's hard to he's just, it's like, I can't. So you got to find something else. Critical race theory. It's people who hate America. So that's the battle that's going on. And I've said it since the beginning of when we started this little dog and pony show was the coming quote unquote war. We're not going to have war. That is going to be a culture war. The war that we have even in the world of terrorism, when we think about the Islamic terrorists, it's a culture war in a lot of ways. And it's the same thing here. The difference is they're taking to TikTok, to Instagram, and many other things to fight their war, comparatively to how others would like to have it done elsewhere. 323-538-2423 at Chad Benson Show is your Twitter. Tweet at us, text the program. Oh, let me tell you guys something. This is great. Who do you think's getting COVID? Do you think it's vaccinated people? Do you think it?
Despite millions of shots in arms, the U.S. is moving in the wrong direction.
This is primarily a pandemic of the unvaccinated.
Daily vaccination rates are down nearly 50% since last week. Average new cases jumping 97%.
Many people are thinking, oh, COVID's over. Why do I really need to get tested? And this is particularly happening in areas, unfortunately, where the vaccination rates are low.
Not a shocker. It's not a shocker. So if you're not vaccinated, you have a better chance of getting something than if you are vaccinated. Let's do this in a different way. Some ways that maybe some people understand. If some people don't get this. If there's a measles outbreak and you're not vaccinated for the measles, there is a chance that is higher than the people that are vaccinated that you may catch the measles. Are you being serious, Chad? I'm being serious. I'm being serious. No way. Yeah. Now, it rising. I think yesterday, I couldn't even tell you as far as we're not at it's so funny. It's up 128%. It's up 120. It's up 128%. It's up 128%. Yeah, it's compared to last week. It's like 13,000. It's our 7-day moving average. You go back, though, at one time earlier this year, it was 250,000 a day. So let's all take a deep breath when it comes to this. We know who's going to be getting this, and they're fine with that. It's time to move on. So when I hear stuff about
the children who are not able to get vaccinated because of their age, their parents should follow with them the guidelines of the CDC. Unvaccinated children of a certain age, greater than 2 years old, should be wearing masks. No doubt about that. That's the way to protect them from getting infected, because if they do, they can then spread the infection to someone else.
Yeah. You try doing that. You try putting it on a 2.5-year-old. See how that works. My son's 11. A chin diaper would be better than what he usually does, which is a throat diaper. Good luck with that. Stop with this nonsense. Stop with the nonsense. My goodness me. Take a deep breath. Let's start treating this thing as endemic, not pandemic. Think of it as the flu. It's with us. It's here. Get vaccinated. Don't get vaccinated. If you've had it, you've got the antibodies for it. It's time to live our lives and stop trying to scare people. Everybody's got a boogeyman. Fauci, this is the boogeyman that Fauci has right now. And what's happening? Well, that boogeyman's kind of been subdued. For the right out there, it's CRT. And for the left, it's the evil that is America. And, yes, the white supremacist. Ooh. Oh, don't worry. We'll play our hymn throughout the day, because she's not proud to be an American, or at least she knows she's not free. 323-538-2423. At Chad Benson Show is your Twitter. Tweet at us. Text the program. Love hearing from all of you. Will a former famous son of a president potentially run for president of the United States? Maybe get on the same ticket as Trump? Wait till you hear this. This is spectacular. Spectacular. My Pillow has Giza Dream Sheets. The sheets are amazing. Long staple cotton. What is that? It's amazing cotton. It is grown in an area between the Mediterranean, Sahara Desert, and the Nile River. And that's the only place it's grown. It is soft. It is breathable. And that's what makes the Giza Dream Sheets from My Pillow. It is amazing. Right now, BOGO. Buy one, get one free. Several different colors to choose from. Amazing fit. So pick any, like, hey, you want twin, you want double, you want queen, king. You got all that. And a 60-day money-back guarantee, 1-year warranty. Right now, buy a set, get a set for free for the best sheets you'll ever sleep on. Take advantage of all the other deep discounts. Go to MyPillow.com. Use the promo code Benson. MyPillow.com. Promo code Benson. MyPillow.com. Promo code Benson. Chad Benson Show.
I usually don't get into politics. As an ordinary suburban housewife, I feel a little disrespected. I teach my children not to name call.
You are a blabbermouth!
Come on, man.
Guys, can we please keep the chatter to a minimum?
Chad Benson.
Every Cuba that is here has his family there. And they are risking everything there, and we are risking everything here for them too. They are not alone.
Yeah, that's a protester yesterday who decided to do the one thing that you can't do and you shouldn't do. I'm going to tell you this right now. Okay? You stop down a freeway in the middle of the day to bring attention to what's happening. I'm going to say this, and I think most people agree with me. I could be wrong. I've been wrong before. I'll be wrong again. I'm a human being. But at least from my perspective, when you make my day longer by stopping down and making traffic worse, even if I believe in your cause, I no longer now believe in your cause. Even if I am against everything that your cause is against. You hate what's happening in Cuba. I do too. You hate the fact that this is going on in Cuba. I agree. You hate the fact that they're oppressed, that they have nothing, that the scarcities are everywhere, that they've been ruled by an iron fist through a family, and now the new guy, Diaz. You hate all of those things, as do I. You hate Marxism and communism and all of this evil. Me too. But now you've made my drive longer, and I don't like you. And I don't like your cause. Luckily, I'm not in Miami, but I'm just letting you know. Like, we've had this conversations on several, different subjects, that when you stop people from getting to work, from work, somewhere to go, you piss them off more. And all of a sudden, they're like, no. Now I want communism here just because of what you guys did. It's not very nice, Chad. 323-538-2423. At Chad Benson Show is your Twitter. Tweet at us. The Olympics, or the farce that will be the Olympics, is getting close to kicking off. Man, what a nightmare this is going to be.
An Olympics that still so many are against, set to begin in just 10 days. With Tokyo in yet another state of emergency, nothing about these games will be normal. A massive testing and quarantining process is in place. Athletes must arrive at the Olympic Village 5 days before their sports start, and they have to leave the country within 48 hours of finishing their event.
This sounds like fun. Everybody's pulling out. People don't want any part of this. I don't blame them. Right? Like, if you're a swimmer, right? If you're playing field hockey, if you're a pro tennis player, golfer, yeah, you have your choice. Do I really want to do this? Do I not want to do this? Maybe I do. Maybe I don't. Some of these other. But if you're if this is it, if you're a rower, like, this is it. You got to go. But the whole thing is the experience, and the experience is going to suck. Oh, my goodness. The amount of money. Maybe it's time that we just say, you know what, it's better we don't do the Olympics anymore. It's not very. They could have done the Olympics by Zoom. That might have been more entertaining. Chad Benson Show.
The Chad Benson Show.
Independent thoughts, independent life. This is Chad Benson.
I'm not proud to be an American where no one is really free. And we do forget the people who died because we killed so many. I don't wanna stand up next to you. It's time to take a knee, because there ain't no doubt that no one wins with white supremacy.
Oh, God, she's the worst.
Where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the men who died, who gave that right to me. And I gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today. 'Cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA.
See, Lee Greenwood had a different idea for that. She's awful. That's what you get nowadays. Spoiled white kids. You know what? You ought to be, everybody say, oh, you know what you should be terrified of? White supremacy. No, you know what you should be terrified? Young, misguided white liberalism. You think? Yeah, absolutely. The ones who are, so I've got a lot of people who follow me, and I follow them on Twitter and stuff. I don't get into Twitter as much as I used to. And stuff, because it becomes a battleground of insanity, and that's all social media has become. But people I know who now have kids that are older, right? And they're liberal, but their kids are, it's almost like they're radicalized to the point of they're posting pictures of, of Castro and stuff with all the stuff going on in Cuba right now. And I'm like, do you guys have any idea? You hear about this amazing, they've got all this great stuff there, and they've got all this, America sucks, and the only reason that Cuba doesn't work and Venezuela doesn't work is because of the way that the Americans and the West treats them. And if they could just get out of their way, you would see this amazing, incredible thing. And that's a bunch of... If you have to rule through the tip of the spear, the gun itself, the might of the missile, and fear to your people. She couldn't sing that about Cuba if she was in Cuba. What do you think happened to her? The first question you should ask yourself in a situation like that, if you dislike America so much, is, okay, why do you dislike? Well, it's because of all of these things. All right. Is your goal to change it, or is you just have a disdain for it? Because if your goal is to change it, to have a okay, well, let's talk about some of this stuff. But if your goal is just you can't stand America and you see other things that you would like and it's always America's fault, and then you look over and you think to yourself, ask yourself the singular question, could I do this in that country? Could I sing a song if I was in Cuba about how much I have a disdain for Cuba? Could I go all Gloria Estefan on him? Come on, baby, let me tell you about Cuba. Cuba really sucks, and it's super awful. Why is that? Because super bad people used to run Cuba. Could you do that? What do you think would happen? Just curious. 323-538-2423. At Chad Benson Show is your Twitter. Tweet at us. Text the program. So over the weekend, we call it, well, some people call it CPAC. Other people call it QPAC. They were there having conversations with a bunch of people from all over, right? You got the CNN, MSNBCs, you got the Foxes, you got everything. People doing, they're going there doing hit pieces on some of the crazies that are there. And then they're talking to some people, not because they think they're crazy, but just that they want to find out, like, hey, what's going on, right? So here's two different things. Somebody's talking about, hey, you're wearing a shirt there. It's a very interesting shirt you got on.
Trump Kennedy 2021. What does that shirt mean?
I think that JFK Jr. is still alive.
The guy who died in the plane crash in the late 90s? You think he's still alive?
I do.
And he's going to come back and be president with Trump this year?
I hope so.
But how would Trump become president this year? There would be a new election?
There's a lot of things I think have happened, and there's some things I think I know, and a lot of things I don't.
Okay. And one thing you do know is John F. Kennedy Jr. is still alive? I'll bet $100 JFK Jr. doesn't come back from the dead to do it.
But I don't think he's dead.
Oh, okay.
Come on now. Come on now. That's kind of funny. No, it's not. That's scary, actually. That is scary. That's what that person believes. That person believes that not only is Trump coming back, but Trump's coming back this year with JFK Jr. I wonder. You asked the question. How did you get out? You're as crazy as that other person singing songs about. No, I love America. I just want JFK. I think he's alive. Where's he been? He's on an island. Bruce Lee? Yeah. Elvis? Mm-hmm. Tupac, Biggie. They're all there. This sounds like a Family Guy skit. But the thing that I found to be the funniest of all these videos I've seen, because you couldn't watch it on YouTube, right? The CPAC, YouTube wouldn't allow them to show it. So, and they're going to have disclaimers because, people are going to come out and people are going to go, oh my God, I think JFK Jr. is still alive. Because we're protecting people from stuff. Is this guy from CNN goes up to, is the guy that you would say, who is the MAGA supporter, like, say, for Florida and the South? Midwest, Oklahoma, Southwesty, Texas. And it's a guy that's standing there right now. He's got jeans on. He's got biker boots on. He's got a jean vest, an American flag shirt. He's got like a bandana. He's an older gentleman with gray hair, huge ZZ Top beard. He's got his glasses on. And so this guy from CNN is rolling up. It's like, oh, man, this guy's going to say something insane. And he did.
Do you accept Joe Biden won the election?
Yeah.
So you are, one of the very few people I am likely to meet here this weekend who will tell me that Biden won the election fairly.
That's unfortunate.
The look, though, on the guy's, what? You accept it? Yeah, I accept it. He won. You do? Yeah, I did. You accept that he won? Yeah. That's unfortunate that people feel that way. Oh. But the look on the face. But that's what you get at things like that. And you get it over there on the left, right, when they have any of their things. And they're crazy get-togethers. And that's kind of what it's become now. Because we only focus on the insanity because the insanity's more fun. Michael and I were talking about this last night. When you go to some of these things, we get the sound bites of the loonies, of the people that are really crazy, right? So MSNBC and Fox are going to find the people that are out there, and they're going to say the stuff that is just, we get that. And the reason's simple. It's like, like Real Housewives of Orange County or Potomac or wherever they are this week, Fresno, Stockton, Cedar Rapids. You want what? You want controversy. It's the problem with the media is they want controversy. Do you want a Real Housewife of whatever? Right? So what's that Real Housewife doing? Well, that Real Housewife's up at 5 a.m. in a robe, not all done up, drinking a cup of coffee, packing the lunches, getting ready to go to school. She's got a big meeting later on today. She's got to pick the kids up, coordinate with Dad. Hey, Dad, can you pick one of these? Dad, because so-and-so's got a recital tomorrow. They're going to do extra practice today. And then I got to get over to soccer practice tonight. And then from there, we've got this. They get home. They're going to stop at McDonald's. That's not fun. You know what is fun? Watching women who have spent thousands of dollars on their bodies and their lips with their fake breasts throw wine on each other over made-up stuff. And that's kind of what politics has become. You're awful. Grab them by the hair. Scream and yell. That's what most Republicans I talk to think, I think Joe won. I think there were some things we can ask questions about. I think Joe won. I think mostly Trump lost. That's what it was. And I accept that. But a lot of people think, we talked to him. If you sit down and you ask most people, they ask questions like, well, if you think about it, there really hasn't been anything proven. But I think that Trump still won. But at the same time, I accept the fact that he did lose. Most people kind of believe that, he lost. Not that Joe won. But you won't hear that because it's not entertaining. It's easier for the crazy. And unfortunately, the crazy is becoming the norm. And that's the scary thing. We're allowing crazy to get into the world of normal life and kind of be able to dictate certain things. And we're going to talk about that because yesterday I was shocked by what one of our younger reporters, who's actually, she's been here a while, but they're all younger than me. No, I'm 50. Oh, God. But who's pretty kind of, I don't say she's woke, but she's definitely on the liberal side, said to me about seeing something on television that was playing above me because I was out in the bull pit there. And she said something to me, and I thought to myself, I can't believe that. If that's the way you feel, why aren't more people talking about some of this craziness? We'll talk about that. 323-538-2423. Plus, Britney, kind of in court, maybe. She needs new lawyers because all of her lawyers have quit. We'll talk about who may be getting involved over this. Talk about that, too. 323-538-2423 at Chad Benson Show is your Twitter. Raycon, speaking of Britney, best earbuds around. You want great earbuds? You want a sound quality that's second to none? You want Raycons. Raycons are incredible. First of all, you get your package. You open it up. It's a great case. Inside the case are your Raycons. That case itself is a charging case. So you charge it up and away you go. And you don't have to plug it in all the time. It gives you a ton of hours of charge time for your earbuds. On top of that, you get all of these insert gel tips, which are amazing because not every ear is alike. They want to make sure it fits perfect, and that's what this does. Too often, what do you get? You get the ones with the stems and the wires, and there's not a lot you can just give. It's trust me, I've tried just about everything, and for the price, well, the price is amazing. Starting well under $100. If you want the best earbuds around, 6 hours of talk time, seamless Bluetooth pairing, the best sound design because of the fit. It's about Raycon's 45-day happiness guarantee, as they call it. Take it for a test drive. 1-year warranty. Get your Raycons now. BuyRaycon.com/Chad. Saves you an extra 15%. They start well under $100. BuyRaycon.com/Chad. BuyRaycon.com/Chad. Chad Benson Show.
No fake outrage here, just the real thing. The Chad Benson Show.
Yeah, baby. So yesterday, so I do my national show here, as you guys know. Thanks so much for listening. Pay attention. And then I do a local show out here in Phoenix. And I come out of the studio, and my studio that I do my show here, the show that you're listening to, is on the other side. It's my own studio. It's pretty awesome. And voiceovers out of here, everything is pretty. It's like going to it's just awesome. Short of having my lizards here, it's awesome. But the other side, when I'm over there prepping for that, getting ready for that, that is a new world. We got about 10 news people there, in and out. Some doing sports, some doing news. We've got dozens of other ancillary bit characters, if you will, from the web department who do a great job. That's updated on an second-by-second basis to all kinds of production in the whole 9 yards. Mostly youngsters is what I'm trying to say. They're younger people is what I'm trying to say. So, mostly liberal, but you would never know it on the air because this is very much a true news thing that these people are about. It's true news. This is what they care about. They care about the news. But when we have conversations, because they'll ask me stuff, I'm older. Hey, Chad, what do you think about this? Like yesterday, a lot about Cuba, right? You know, these younger kids that have spent a couple of years working now, they have a different view than maybe they did when they were in college, but they're still leaning to the left. But they do want to ask me questions about Cuba, because they're in their early 20s. But above me was playing, so we have like a dozen TVs, was Fox. And on there was a headline about misinformation, medical misinformation, right? And one of the things that Facebook was promoting is a video of a transgender couple. So one was a female, is now a male. The other one was a male, is now a female. And the male that became female is upset.
Our family. Oh, I put it over here.
By the way, can I just say they're not a handsome couple? I'm going to say that. I don't want to be mean, but it's not a. So you hear them. This is their family. They're excited. They have a baby, and I bet the baby's thrilled that this is going to be looked upon later years. Hey, it's look at that. So there's that. So the male that became female is upset because the baby latches on, but not producing milk.
The baby has been able to latch, but I've not been able to produce any milk. It's okay because we're gonna supplement the feeding with formula so that my baby is still getting the nutrients that they need, but I'm still feeling hopeful. I appreciate you so much for all your work. And I appreciate you also, baby. I couldn't have done it without you.
We've lost the plot. So, one of our very liberal reporters, and again, you would never know. You would never know. She looks at me and says, "This is ridiculous. At some point in time, enough is enough." And I thought, oh my God. Not everybody needs to have a special place at the table. Why does everybody have to bow down to I'm this special group or that special group? And I'm like, oh. And by the way, can males lactate? Male lactation does not occur under normal conditions, according to just about everybody. There's a special hormone, but here's something else. The male breast lacks special lobules that are anatomically present in female breast. Oh, no. Plus, doperidone, which is a drug that can be used to increase lactation. And now this person's upset about that. But to hear a younger person who is woke or was woke at one time, as they get out into the real world and start thinking to themselves, no, sorry, at this point, no. This is stupid. This is ridiculous. I laughed. And again, it's not about these people. It's about the fact that, and I wish them all the best, it's about the fact that everybody feels that they need to have their special thing, and this is part of that intersectionality where we all have to have a special group for everything, and that everything is equal 24/7.
This is the Chad Benson Show. Independent thoughts, independent life. This is Chad Benson.
I'm not proud to be an American where no one is really free. And we do forget the people who died because we killed so many. I don't wanna stand up next to you. It's time to take a knee, because there ain't no doubt that no one wins with white supremacy.
She's awful. TikTok gives you opportunities to do fun stuff, like talk about how awful America is. America, it's all about white supremacy. That's what it is. Yesterday, Democrats, Biden out there doing his thing. It's what Biden does, whichever that is. Just kind of wandering aimlessly. The no, sir, over here. Okay, right here? Yeah, fantastic. So he goes out and he does his thing. And this has been about what? Voting rights, voting rights, voting rights.
The assault on free and fair elections is just such a threat. Literally. I've said it before. We're facing the most significant test of our democracy since the Civil War. That's not hyperbole. Since the Civil War. I'm not saying this to alarm you. I'm saying this because you should be alarmed. Here and now, we, the people, will never give up. We will not give in. We will do it together. And guaranteeing the right to vote, ensuring every vote is counted, has always been the most patriotic thing we can do.
Yeah, how about that? This isn't hyperbole. This is the most terrifying situation in terrifying situations. It doesn't get any worse. This is absolutely the most terrifying of terrifying. I've never seen anything as bad as this. This is the most serious, not since the Civil War. I didn't know what to say at that point. Really? I mean, I don't. But Chad, you don't understand. They're telling black people and people of color and brown people and you know, because it's weird because you don't want to call up anybody anymore. It's like, I don't want to offend you, but if I don't try to get this right, then everybody's going to say I'm evil and bad. But if I do it wrong by trying to get it right, I'm also bad. So which way do you want me to be in trouble? Which way's more comfortable for you? Well, yeah, that's right. Because people of color can't vote. Why can't they vote? You know. You're making it harder to vote. Because of the ID? Yeah, the ID. Well, it's not just the ID. It can't just be the ID, right?
They want to make it so hard and inconvenient that they hope people don't vote at all. That's what this is about. This year alone, 17 states have enacted 28 new laws to make it harder for Americans to vote. The 21st century Jim Crow assault is real. It's unrelenting, and we're going to challenge it vigorously.
Vigorously. So, now the inconvenient thing, and I've said, if you listen to the show, I'm about as straightforward as it gets. The inconvenient side of things, meaning less places in areas where there are people of color, that's real. Why are you guys doing that? It's a fair question to ask. Not all of them are changing too much. By the way, why aren't you guys up in arms over the fact that during the quote-unquote last election, pandemic election, that non-elected officials in certain states made up kind of new rules? I still don't think that it was stolen, but it is a fair question to ask some of those things. You couldn't even ask that. And I'm not a big conspiracy guy. Sorry. But some of this stuff, it's just basic. Like, hey, get an ID. How about this? Get an ID even if you never vote because it's the right thing to do. How about that? How about that? Well, you're making it inconvenient. Okay. I can buy some of that. Not all of it, though. A lot of this stuff is not what everybody makes it out to be, but you've got to find the boogeyman, right? And the boogeyman right now is the Republicans, and the boogeyman are easy to go after because of the right to vote that they're taking away. Are you still able to vote? Yes. Okay. There you go. You're still able to vote. That's what I tell my Republican friends. Well, they're censoring us on social media. That they're taking away my voice. No, they're not. You're still allowed to say and think the things you want to say, and you could post it wherever you can find a place to post it. Right? You got Parler, and there's Rumble or Ramble or whatever. There's a bunch of other places. Well, there's nobody there. Well, I mean, that's a business side of things at that point. They're not taking that away from you. But that's what this has become because you need the boogeyman. In the last election, the boogeyman was Trump for the Democrats, and for the Republicans, it was people are coming here to steal. We talked about months before. We could go back and find it if we weren't lazy. Trump will lead throughout the evening. By the next day, he'll be behind. Probably by the weekend, he won't be president. We'd said it over and over again. Wasn't that hard to read what was going to happen based on the polls? Well, those polls were wrong, and they were doing. Everybody's got an excuse about something. Everybody does. They got an excuse about something. It's fair to ask questions. I have zero problems with that. It's fair as well if you're in a state and your state, which runs said election, is allowed to go, you know what, we think we're going to do it this way now. I do think we can come up with something much easier and better that makes it more convenient. Because let's be real. White or black, red or green, orange or yellow. I'm going to hit every color so I don't get in trouble. LGBTQ, RS, LMNOP, WX, Y, and Z. Everybody wants convenience. Everybody does. So convenience, yes. But some of this stuff was ridiculous. Some of the stuff was like, well, I know it wasn't postmarked on this day, but we're going to let it go through. Some of this stuff was. But this is what they're going with now. This is the big thing. So you saw the Democrats, they fled Texas, right? They got out of Texas, blew out of there, and got themselves ready to do what they had to do because they're not going to allow the Republicans in Texas to have a quorum, which would mean essentially that they would be outvoted, which means essentially that these rights would be enacted and everybody'd freak out, and then they would be. I'm not, like I said, I'm not thrilled by some of this stuff, but some of it's kind of common sense. Some of it is. And I don't buy the voter ID. Somebody tell me why again, the voter ID. Tell me why that's scary. Because it's not voter ID, it's ID. You just get a vote, but you know what else you can do with it? You could drive. Yeah, I could do that. In some states, like most of them, you could even buy some Sudafed. You can get on an airplane. No way. Yeah. You go to a bar. You could go to a bar. Show your ID. Well, that's illegal. That's wrong. That's wrong. So if somebody wants to go to a bar and they roll up and they're black or brown and you say, "Can I see your ID?" Can you go, "Well, that's racist"? Chad, now you're just being... All right, never mind. 323-538-2423 at Chad Benson Show is your Twitter. Tweet at us, text the program. Love hearing from all of you. Interesting story, and we're going to touch on it a little more throughout the day, but I'm going to post it. So Anthony brought this to our attention. I saw it like yesterday trending. I'm like, I have no idea what the hell this is. It happened in Los Angeles, Panorama City. A guy's driving down the street. It's just a regular old street, right? It's got the little island in the center. It's got some trees and dirt. They look like they need to clean it up there in Panorama City. And it's got two lanes, and on the other side it's got two lanes. Just a regular old driving down the city street. And I think it's a Ring doorbell or somebody's, it's out there. And you see this like manhole cover just kind of come up a little bit. And this guy's driving a truck and he runs over the manhole cover, but it's starting to kind of come up. But you have to look at, like, if you were just watching the truck and it didn't say what it was, not everybody pick it up. Now they're offering $50,000 reward for the person who was driving the 2008 to 2012 white Chevrolet Silverado pickup truck, because the person coming out of the manhole cover was killed. And nobody's asking the question, why are you in the sewer? Why is this guy wanted for something for driving down the street? Could you imagine if you're cruising down the street and somebody comes out of the manhole cover or tries to? You may not even be paying attention. How many of you are looking down at the manhole cover every time you drive down the street? Probably none of you. You're like, bah, you're talking, what's going on? Bah, 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 bah. It is so weird. I'm like watching this thing, and I'm like, okay, so what did this guy do wrong? But the weird thing is, all of the articles, nobody brings up, why is a guy in the sewer? Why is the guy? Because, let's be real, you shouldn't be in the sewer unless you're a public worker who's down there for a reason. And the fact that the LAPD had to put out a statement to remind the public that manholes are used for city services to access, and they should not be disturbed or moved due to the weight and could cause serious injury or death. Wow. 323-538-2423 at Chad Benson Show's your Twitter. Tweet at us. Some poor guy out there, or gal, is just driving down the street probably. Was it premeditated? Yeah, because I knew exactly when the Ninja Turtle was coming out of the manhole. Oh my God! What's the bad guy in the Ninja Turtles? I want to say Screech, but I think that's not him. Screech, not Screech. Oh, I forgot his name.
I got no clue.
Yeah, so there's a bad guy who was always fighting the Ninja Turtles. I don't think it was him either. 323-538-2423. Maybe it was one of those alligators that was flushed down the toilet in the 80s. It's like, I had enough of this. Nope, it was just a guy that was just hanging out down there. Rough Greens makes any pet food better. Give it to my dog every single day. Sprinkle on top of his food. It is, it's incredible. All you have to do is give it a try. They're asking you to try it. Rough Greens Canine VitaSmart is what it's called, from Rough Greens. It's a supplement, goes on top of your dog's food. It's got all those nutrients, vitamins, minerals, omega oils, all this stuff. And it is working with your dog's food. So it brings your dog's food to life, because your dog's food is supposed to be essentially, it's a shelf life. It's not living stuff. So we started giving to our dog Doodle last year, and the improvements were almost immediate. No joint pain. No. And he had bad arthritis in his hips. His coat is 1,000 times better, because he kind of looked like he was hit by lightning at times. He is in a better position than he's ever been, and he's an older dog. And I love what Rough Greens has done. Right now, they want you to try it before you buy it. It's simple and easy. You go to ruffgreens.com/Chad. You pay for the shipping. You cover the shipping. They're going to send you a bag for free. Put them to the test. ruffgreens.com/Chad, or call 833-MY-DOG-77, 833-MY-DOG-77. Rough Greens makes any pet food better. Chad Benson Show.
You go, boy.
This isn't about right or left. This is just about right and wrong.
Right you are, Chad. The Chad Benson Show.
Normally do what's trending here, but we don't have time. It's like a minute and a half, 2 minutes of stuff. Just totally tripping out by the manhole cover. If you guys didn't hear, we were just talking about this. Guy drove over a manhole cover, and a human being was coming out of it in the middle of the day. No cones around, no workers, no, like, you drive down the street, what do you normally see? You see, oh, there's workers. Oh, yeah, there's workers. So that's why the cones are there. No, nothing. Just guy kind of peeking out the manhole cover, and he was killed. But the weird thing is nobody asked the question, hey, why were you there? Nobody asked that question. Oh, my Lord. By the way, Shredder was his name. Thanks for buddy Abraham's listening out there. Because I said, who's the bad guy for the Ninja Turtles? He's like, Shredder and Krang. I don't know. I remember Shredder. I don't remember Krang. 323-538-2423. At Chad Benson Show is your Twitter. Tweet at us. Text said program. Love hearing from you. One of the things I did want to talk about that was on Google was the fact that yesterday, they announced the Emmys. Nobody paid attention. Like, that's where these shows have gone to. That's it. That's where they are. The only thing, and I've seen none of these. Well, you know what? I've seen Cobra Kai, which did get nominated as Best Comedy Series. Question mark, as they say. But outside of that, I've seen none of these. I've not seen Pose. Never seen The Handmaid's Tale, WandaVision, The Mandalorian. Man, I was telling everybody last night, I fell in love with the show called Mr. In Between. If you've not seen it, it's an amazing show. Last night was his last episode. It was one of those FX things. It's an Australian thing. It was only like 30 episodes, and last night was the last one. And it is an amazing show. But that's me right there. If it's not a Western and from like the 50s or 60s, I've probably never seen it. 323-538-2423 at Chad Benson Show is your Twitter. Tweet at us, text the program. Social media can be good and it can be a nightmare because we allow people to just go on there and say horrible things. And for whatever reason, again, I'm all about free speech, but why do we always have to be such a-holes?
The Chad Benson Show.
Independent thoughts, independent life. This is Chad Benson.
These price increases are widespread. They're happening quickly. Compared to last month, beef prices are now up 4.5%. Poultry, fish, eggs up 2.5%. Hotel prices up 7.9%. But by far the largest increase in prices over the month was in used cars and trucks. Those up 10.5%.
Yes. Up huge. Why does it matter? Because it's outpacing what people are earning. It's outpacing what's happening out there in your paycheck. 4% here, 3% there. All of it starts to add up. Remember, compound interest is your best friend. Compound inflation on items could be your worst, especially if you're in a situation where you kind of live just above it or you live below it because things are getting more and more expensive. And guess what else is getting expensive? Rent.
Once prices go up, it's very hard for them to go back down. So examples where that really matters a lot are things like rent. If rent prices do start to really accelerate, and so far they've gone up, but not at such a fast pace as we've seen in some of these other categories, it's very unlikely your rent is going to then go back down. Right. And if we see higher rents, which account for a really big chunk of this CPI data, that could be a sign that the higher prices are actually here to stay for longer.
So remember, rent is too damn high. Things that we need to think about. These are things that absolutely affect everybody on a day-to-day basis, depending where you are in the country. You're paying anywhere between about $2.50 to about $4.50 or $5 for a gallon of gas. Some of that, a majority of that in certain places like California is taxes, plus they got little things that they do when they take everything offline. They got to switch over to a different kind of fuel, so that causes this. But there's a lot that goes into it. All of this, coupled with the fact that you've had the pandemic, making things expensive.
So a lot of these kind of kinks and bottlenecks that have been in place throughout the past year and a half now because of the pandemic, they're still not worked out. And it looks like it could still take a little bit of time for the economy to try to sort itself out as we adjust from the pandemic.
Yeah. But when you're struggling and you're living near a getting by scenario, that right there adds up over time. That's what people deal with on a day-to-day basis. That's it. They're not thinking about insanity. They're not thinking about the craziness. They're not thinking about the lunacy of, pronouns and all of this stuff. The average person's thinking about, how do I pay for this? It's my job. We got through the pandemic, but now that things are opening up, maybe it's not moving the way I thought it was going to move. Maybe those roaring 20s that people were talking about aren't quite here. They're worried about getting through this next several months and hopefully righting a ship and then starting to get back on top of things. James Carville was talking about the insanity of what's going on and that both parties are being hijacked by quite frankly, people that shouldn't be driving any bus.
The overwhelming number of Democrats, they're not into this. We're seeing it time and time again. We're letting a noisy wing of our party define the rest of us. We can't do that. I think these people are very naive and they're all into language, and that's all right. And I think people sort of see this for what it is. And people are way more interested in their lives and how to improve them than they are in somebody else's pronoun or something.
Yeah. No. That's the reality. The average Republican, average Democrat, of which there is more. You always joke about, I'm in the alt middle. Well, Chad, you're in the middle. That means you don't take a stance. I take a stance based on every single thing that's out there. And I take a hard stance. But it's flexible if new data is presented to me. And I will give you my opinion. But to give you a blanket opinion, I won't. Here's the reality of it. People tune in because they want to hear screaming and yelling. But when they shut the TV off, only about 5%, maybe even less than that, 2%, deal in the worlds of extremes, from pronouns to the lunacy of that Biden's not real and the election was stolen and Trump's going to be thrust back in the power. Everybody else goes, man, got to pick the kids up tomorrow. we got a lot of stuff on our plate. How am I going to pay for this? How am I going to pay for that? That vacation, we were going to go for 5 days. We might have to cut it down for, just for a long weekend. Those are what people are dealing with. That their grocery bill for the family of four went from $250 to $300. And they're like, whoa, that's what the average person's dealing with for real. Not this.
Instead of using the typical mom and dad parent titles, there's actually gender neutral and non-binary parent titles that exist. It can be hard for parents within the LGBTQIA+ community to find a word that they feel comfortable being addressed as by their children. So here are some examples. Dama, Mada, Maddie, Madi, Mappa, Nini, Nopa, Nori, Pom Pom, Zaza, Opa.
Oprah? Uma? Oprah?
By the way, Opa is grandfather. So wait, you want me to call my mom or dad? Oma is the female version of that. Grandpa? What the hell is Pom Pom? You're just making up stuff. Might as well call mom and dad Cup. Hey, this is Cup, and that's Plate. They're my parents. I don't say mom and dad because it makes them feel uncomfortable. But calling your mom Cup does? Oh, my Lord. This must be what the Jenners go through. I asked that question, and I had a couple of people who trans and listen to the show. God bless you for that. Again, I tell everybody my goddaughters and my godson, love them to death. Finds this stuff absolutely infuriating as well, by the way. But I had a fair question about, what do the Jenners call Caitlyn? They don't call her Caitlyn. You've been dad for our entire life. And it's not trying to be mean. I think it's just a fair question. But people will focus on that stuff as if it matters. You know what matters? People want to put food on their table. People want opportunities for the kids to go to school somewhere safe, that the school doesn't suck. That's what they want. That's what they want. They don't want insanity. And that's what's happening to the party. The parties on both sides are being hijacked by people who, you know what? They should both get their own little islands and go live on it. That's what they both should do. 323-538-2423. At Chad Benson Show is your Twitter. Tweet at us. Text the program. I love hearing from all of you. Let's do a Karen here, shall we? This is one of my favorite. This may be my favorite Karen because of, the whole thought process that went into this. Now, I don't know when the phone was turned on. It was in New Jersey. It's at a Victoria's Secrets. And see what happens when you're allowed, all kinds of different kind of models in. You get rid of the angels. You get stuff like this. So this Karen flips out, right? And this is spectacular, too. And I posted on Twitter. You can go check it out at Chad Benson Show, because there's a whole thing that goes with it.
It's you. Now you are. Oh my God. Oh my God. I never thought nothing like this would happen to me. She just tried to run and hit me. And now you saw her, right? They all saw her. Karen had a breakdown. She tried to hit me. Ask your workers. She tried to hit me. You should have thought about that before you did what you did. This do not feel real.
So she's saying she tries to hit her, right? And it was weird because I don't know how long they've been following. She said she was following around the store filming, and so this Karen, she takes a step back, and then she kind of collapses to her knees, and then goes down into like a downward dog. Just, oh God, because she's starting to freak out because she's starting to realize she's being filmed, and oh my God, she's becoming the Karen. So she's terrified about losing her job, whatever job that is.
She charged me. If I wouldn't have ducked, she would. Oh no, you just wanted security for me, right? I want security for you now. No, don't cry. I just came to get my free panty. You know how you get the coupon in the mail? And I got to pick up my Converse boots from Nordstrom's. No! Please. Scaring me. Like, you got to go postal. No.
It's not very nice about the post office. Oh, my Lord. It gets better, right? So she... So she calls the police, right? And then, so the police are coming. And again, this is what the police want to do. It's like, hey, guys, you got to go. Like normally you'd hear, hey, there's a fracas going on at the mall. And you're like, oh, God, it's an active shooter. Like, no, there are two women fighting at Victoria's Secrets. And you're like, well, maybe there's something here, right? And then you get there and you're like, oh, God.
No, why don't she walk away from me? No, I was here. No. We're not doing this. Why don't I walk away from her? Why don't she get away from me? So I'm recording to protect myself. No! Get her finally! Crazy lady. In case she attacked me and try to say I attacked her. Security! Can y'all get her away from me? Oh, have mercy. Stop threatening me! See, and she's saying I'm threatening her. I'm not saying nothing to her. It's to protect me. Once the law get here, who they gonna believe? Her white ass or my black ass?
Then she collapses to the ground, right? So she just collapses. So this white lady just... So it starts out into downward dog, then it's pleading, then she goes all the way, then she just starfishes.
This stuff y'all read about, this is real. This is really happening to me. She's on the phone with the police on me, and she's chasing me around the damn store.
She's recording me. She's taping me and she's threatening me. My heart's racing.
I just came to get a free panty. See what free panties will get you? This lady that chased me.
It's insane. But then when she goes full flop, listen to what's going on around her.
This is crazy.
Paint the picture. She's laying on the ground, full starfish. People are just maneuvering around her, and the people in line are paying, and nobody's looking. So these two are having their own thing going on. It was awesome. But to see her collapse, it was like watching a soccer game when somebody gets touched. And you're like, that looks awful. And then in slow-mo, it's like, he didn't come close to hitting him. Rolling around. It was just spectacular. Spectacular. Oh, Karen. I posted that last night. Best, worst Karen ever. And somebody who was named Karen started, like, flinging arrows at me. Like, I came up with this whole thing about Karen. Like, yeah, that's it. That's all. I was the one. 323-538-2423 at Chad Benson Show is your Twitter. Tweet at me. Oh, my Lord. MyPillow has the best sheets around, made with long staple cotton. You don't know what it is. Special cotton. It's breathable, ultra soft. It is grown in one particular area. One particular area. Small area. In the middle of the Mediterranean, Sahara Desert, and the Nile. And it's incredible. The best sheets you will ever sleep on in your life. Period. Case closed. End of story. You will love, 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 love these. Right now, MyPillow, 2 for $1. Buy one, get one free. It's that simple. You buy one, you get one free. What are you waiting for? Take advantage of this. 1-year warranty, 6-day money-back guarantee, several colors to choose from, machine washable. MyPillow.com, promo code Benson. MyPillow.com, promo code Benson. MyPillow.com, promo code Benson. Chad Benson Show.
Hashtag me too. Hashtag immigration reforms. Hashtag help. I'm trapped in a hashtag factory and I can't get out. The Chad Benson Show.
Britney Spears reportedly wants to hire her own attorney, former federal prosecutor Matthew Rosengart, who's represented stars like Steven Spielberg and Julia Louis-Dreyfus. Her court-appointed lawyer has already asked to resign, so has the financial institution, Bessemer Trust, which was assigned to handle her estate. Even Britney's longtime manager has resigned.
Yeah, Britney. Nobody's working with Britney. I see that stars are raising money to try to help Britney. What is going on? Guess who's getting involved with Britney?
After she criticized his handling of her case in court last month, claiming no one ever told her she had the right to petition the court to end her conservatorship, Ingham asking to resign. And now the ACLU is standing up for Spears, this week filing an amicus brief supporting Spears' right to choose her own attorney and urging the court to ensure that Ms. Spears is granted access to the information and tools necessary to select a lawyer.
Yeah, the ACLU is getting involved now. The ACLU. Everybody's getting involved. Frustrating. And the fact that her dad keeps going on and, and her sister and the whole 9 years, at some point, don't you just say, look, just give it to her. Fine, we'll step away. But if you lose all your money, don't come yelling at me. If you blow everything, don't come yelling at me. Tell the world that too, because I'm in the world of social media who will say, you need to give Britney her freedom. And then Britney gets all of her freedom, gets all the money, and then 3 weeks later, it's like, they took it all. And everybody's like, why'd you let Britney have her freedom? It's not very nice, Chad. Just say it. We know how we can be. We get it, right? 323-538-2423. At Chad Benson Show is your Twitter. Tweet at us. Text the program. Who likes Taco Bell?
Taco Bell is back. But there's nothing worse than overhype.
Here it is.
A Taco Bell employee was arrested in Nashville after she and her co-workers allegedly set off fireworks inside the restaurant, causing the building to catch fire as they watched from afar and accidentally locked themselves out of the restaurant. The employees tried unsuccessfully to get back into the store. The Nashville Fire Department estimated that the fire caused more than $30,000 worth of damage to the inside of the restaurant.
Cut the pyro. Man. And we think you'll like it. Taco Bell is back.
I don't know what's better about that story. So, wait a minute. You guys set off fireworks in the middle of Taco Bell. You worked there. It caused a fire. You guys panicked, then went outside, then said, no, we could put it out. Then you locked yourself out of the building. Now hiring. Although the sad thing is the way that things are going, you're like, you know what? They showed up. So that's a win. That's half the battle right there. But they burned a portion of it down. Yeah, I know. But it's only 4th of July once a year. 323-538-2423. At Chad Benson Show is your Twitter. Tweet at us. Text the program. Love hearing from all of you. Check out our social media. Please do. It's always fun to see you guys insult each other over something that has nothing to do with me. Chad Benson Show.
This is the Chad Benson Show. Independent thoughts, independent life. This is Chad Benson.
As far as actually getting severely ill, hospitalized, or dying, that is by and large more of a risk for people who are unvaccinated. There's a very small amount of people who are getting breakthrough symptomatic infections if they're vaccinated.
So get vaccinated. Or don't. Don't care. But Chad, you should care. Well, what do you mean? Well, I mean, if you're vaccinated, right? Seems to be that it works. If you're not vaccinated, seems to be that you face the risk of getting sick. So are you saying I should get vaccinated? I'm saying you do your homework and do what you think is right. I'm not one of these people that thinks that you should be on top of everybody going, you should definitely get vaccinated. Otherwise, you're just an idiot and you're perpetuating the long-lasting effects of this thing continuing to wreak havoc. No, it's, guess what? People who are, I go by data. Let's see who's getting it.
Despite millions of shots in arms, the U.S. is moving in the wrong direction.
This is primarily a pandemic of the unvaccinated.
Daily vaccination rates are down nearly 50% since last week. Average new cases jumping 97%.
Many people are thinking, oh, COVID's over. Why do I really need to get tested? And this is particularly happening in areas, unfortunately, where the vaccination rates are low.
Yeah. So vaccination rates low equal what? Anyone? People getting sick. But what's going to change that? Not a lot, honestly. Right? They're starting their door-to-door thing. They're rolling it out.
There are many different reasons why half of the population in Mecklenburg County still hasn't been vaccinated.
I haven't been vaccinated yet because I didn't have the convenience to get around to getting there.
All it took for this West Charlotte man to roll up his sleeve was the health department bringing it directly to his door.
It's a little bit more flexibility for me now. I don't have to worry about in the next 2 weeks worrying about, who got the disease or who I may be around to have it.
Right. For some people, it's that simple, right? Like they couldn't get somewhere. That's a fair thing. It's not like you're mailing it to them. For others,
But so many others are hesitant or don't trust it. It's why volunteers with Action NC are going door to door to give the facts on the shots.
It's not confrontational. It's not like you've got to get the shot, but our whole job is to dispel those type of myths.
And sometimes a conversation
take your time and think about it
leads to the choice to get protected. Health department workers removing barriers and making it so simple it's hard to pass up.
But we're hoping this will switch from just getting a commitment to getting an actually shot in the arm.
It may do it for a few, right? And again, convenience. That's what I was talking about. We are a nation of convenience. We are. You want everybody to vote? Figure out how to make it the most convenient. Well, they're trying to take it away. I'm talking about not even that. Not even the kind of convenience where even now filling out all this stuff is annoying. Isn't there just somewhere I could go online and just do like that's what we want? We want an app. If there was an app to get people vaccinated, I think more people would be apt to do it. See what I did there? Do you guys see that? That's what we have, though. That's where we're at. For most of you out there, it is about getting on with your day. This thing is, as far as you're concerned, is no longer anything that matters. It's not bugging you. You're not worried about getting it. You've been vaccinated. You're moving on with your life. Somebody said to me, why should I be forced to get vaccinated? I said, no. Nobody should be forced to do anything. Should be given the option. And if you get it, the vaccine, great. If you don't, great. There's nothing. There's shit. I think people when they and again, we live in a world. It's not what I say. It's what you heard and how you took it. It's what you heard and how you took it. Dr. Fauci, right? Here's what I hear from him. Hey, kids, everybody, that's not a baby. Wear a mask.
The children who are not able to get vaccinated because of their age, their parents should follow with them the guidelines of the CDC. Unvaccinated children of a certain age, greater than 2 years old, should be wearing masks. No doubt about that. That's the way to protect them from getting infected, because if they do, they can then spread the infection to someone else.
Yeah, no. Try that. Try that with a 4-year-old. I have almost a 3-year-old. You know what she doesn't want to do? Wear a mask or anything else. Have kids that age sometimes, they don't want to wear clothes. You want them to wear a mask? No, not going to happen. My son's 11. You know what he barely can do? Wear a mask. And he wears it around his throat if he has to wear it. Not anymore. He doesn't like it. But that's, it's like it's always about trying to extend the insanity. Stop trying to protect people that don't want to be protected. There are a few out there. Like I said, some people are afraid of needles. Some people, it truly is, they don't have anybody to get to the place they need to get to. It is not convenient for them. And they don't have all the information they need. But that's a small amount. Most of it is People aren't doing it because either A, you said so, and they say no, and they're contrarian, and they're going to push back, or they truly believe that some way, shape, or form, something's going to happen. It's going to alter their DNA. They're going to explode. They're going to be controlled by the government. They're going to no longer believe in God.
We are currently doing, we being the federal government together in collaboration with the pharmaceutical companies, age de-escalation studies, namely looking at the safety and the immunogenicity of vaccines in children from 12 to 9 years old, then from 9 to 6, then from 6 to 2 years old, and then ultimately from 6 months to 2 years old. Those data will likely be available by the end of the year, and then it will be up to the FDA to decide when they will make a recommendation that, in fact, this could be done in the sense of vaccinating children of that age.
Why would you get a kid vaccinated of that age? Well, it's not about the kid. It's about protecting older people. That's what it is. That's all it is. It's about protecting an older group of people. Most people are going to probably get vaccinated at some point in time. That's it. It's going to happen. Not today, maybe a month from now. Most people will, because they'll go, yeah, it's like you got to make it their idea. It's like anything. If you make it their idea and their choice, even the ones that are contrarian at some point in time, they'll go, yeah, I think I'll do it. And you'll hear them say, where like 6 months earlier, they'll be like, no way, you're going to turn into a houseplant. You're going to have your DNA changed. You're going to, but then they're going to be like, nah, I think I'll get it. Remember, I was just more hesitant. I wanted to see if it was going to last, and what it was going to be like. But I feel fine with it now. But there are some people out there, it doesn't matter what you do. They will never, ever, 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 ever get this. Never. And that's fine too. You've made a choice, and I got zero problems with people making choices, because I think as long as you're making the choice that you feel is the right choice for you and your family, right? The right choice for you and your family based on sound science. Good. Based on the best meme out there. 323-538-2423 at Chad Benson Show's your Twitter. Tweet at us, text the program. Love hearing from all of you. Cuba.
Every Cuba that is here has his family there. And they are risking everything there, and we are risking everything here for them too. They are not alone.
Yeah, Cuban president claims it's the U.S. plot to fracture the Communist Party. Also, by the way, I don't know if you saw this, blames some of this on an adult film star. Did you see that? That's what I think is hilarious. Yeah. So you've got an adult film star that has come out and has gone out and said things, and the Cuban president Diaz has gone after her, and I think it's funny that I'm like, wait a minute here. The revolution is brought down by sex, baby. Brought down by sex. It's crazy. It is. So more going on, and I'm going to give everybody out there, I think I speak for most of us. Maybe some of you, you're like, no, I'm fine with it. But I'm going to speak for me, and I think for a lot of people out there. So you hear these people out there who really they're in Miami, and they've come from Cuba, and their family lives there. They remember all of the things that have happened to their families, and to some of them, they're doing everything they can to try and help.
My whole family in Cuba, my mom, my dad, sister, brother-in-law, my grandparents, everybody's in Cuba.
Yeah. Everybody's in Cuba. When you go out into a major thoroughfare, a highway, a freeway, a motorway, depending on what you want to call it, and you stop traffic, don't do that. Don't do that. Because for most of us, and this is maybe different. I came from LA, right? Like, we have traffic stop for everything because we have 50 million people traveling. Now, I live out here in Phoenix, and we have pretty nasty traffic at times, but nothing comparatively to LA. I lived in London. It was the same thing. When you stop traffic, when you make my day or anybody else's day longer, when you make me late for something or other people late for something, people no longer want to hear whatever it is that you're doing, and now they will not want anything to happen in Cuba. I'm just giving you guys a bit of advice. I think it speaks for most people. When you're going home, right, like, I'm out of work, it's 4 o'clock in the afternoon or 5 or whatever, I'm heading home, and all of a sudden I'm like, what's this traffic about? This is worse than usual. We're dead stop. Was there an accident? No, there wasn't. There is a bunch of people on the freeway holding up signs about whatever it is. You know what you do? You make people angry. They no longer sympathize with you and the plight of whatever it is that you're talking about. Now they just don't like you and that plight. 323-538-2423 at Chad Benson Show's your Twitter. Raycon, best earbuds around. Get yours. Get your Raycons. Go to buyraycon.com/Chad. Premium earbuds at a very reasonable price. The reasonable price. The price that matters. I'm telling you guys right now, they're incredible. So let's talk about the Raycons. Several different colors to choose from. I like the red ones. They get black ones, white ones, rose gold, all of them. They have the best fit that you will ever feel. It's incredible. And here's some people like Brandy loves them. Cardi B, Melissa Etheridge, Offset, all love them. They wear them. The ears, so everybody's ears are a bit different, right? They're not all the same. So it's not one size fits all like a lot of these other ones that come and they're hard plastic. And it's like, just shove it in there. It's got wires and stems. Nope. They come with different adjustable gel tips that are perfect for your ears. You're going to love these. They're amazing. So you're going to buyraycon.com/Chad. Take 15% off. You get a 45-day money-back guarantee. They start well under $100. 32-hour battery life, phone capabilities, which are incredible, water-resistant, Bluetooth seamless, boom, and a sound quality that's second to none. Save big. Buyraycon.com/Chad. 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 Chad Benson Show.
Set Chad straight. Text the show 323-538-2423. That's 323-538-CHAD. Someone has to do it. Might as well be you. The Chad Benson Show.
The assault on free and fair elections is just such a threat. Literally. I've said it before. We're facing the most significant test of our democracy since the Civil War. That's not hyperbole. Since the Civil War. I'm not saying this to alarm you. I'm saying this because you should be alarmed. Here and now, we, the people, will never give up. We will not give in. We will do it together. And guaranteeing the right to vote, ensuring every vote is counted, has always been the most patriotic thing we can do.
Yeah, we should totally ensure everybody has a chance to vote. I got zero problems with it. Does anybody have a problem with that? No, I don't think anybody does. Are the states allowed to do and conduct their voting the way that they want? Obviously, not stepping on people's toes and stepping on them and their civil rights. Who doesn't? Have some of the Republicans in some states, I think Biden said it right here.
They want to make it so hard and inconvenient that they hope people don't vote at all. That's what this is about. This year alone, 17 states have enacted 28 new laws to make it harder for Americans to vote. The 21st century Jim Crow assault is real. It's unrelenting, and we're going to challenge it vigorously.
Yeah. What he said right was making it inconvenient. That I do agree with. As far as not wanting people to vote, the elections should be safe. Where you're always going to have some funny business, you're always going to have some funny business. Let's not pretend that people aren't going to try to do something, because people will always look for some sort of edge. That's life. Are there questions that should have been asked by both parties instead of one? Remember, after 2016, Trump had to have cheated in some way, shape, or form, and a lot of Democrats believe that. And after 2020, Biden cheated, and Republicans believe that, and everybody runs over and they try to do their own thing in the places that they know where they can kind of solidify the way that they want things done. Voter ID is not racist. Do I think there are issues when it comes to where they're wanting to, let's not have drop boxes here? How about this? We have drop boxes for set amounts of time in places all over, as well as where you go vote, as well as, we get rid of ballot harvesting. But we have the drop boxes, and they're only there for X amount of days. And Republicans and Democrats, they've got enough money that each party can send one person over there to essentially guard them just in case nefariousness happens. Just trying to make it easy, guys. That's all I'm trying to do. All I'm trying to do is be a helper. But when I hear say, well, they're not letting you vote. No, they're letting you vote. Just like they let me vote because it's my right. That's right, But they're telling me I got to vote here. So they're letting me vote over here, but I can't vote over there. Okay, that's fine. But I still get to vote. But it's suppressive. Okay, do you not get to vote? No, you can vote. Just it's a little bit more inconvenient. Life is about convenience. I think we know that. Chad Benson Show.
The Chad Benson Show.
Independent thoughts, independent life. This is Chad Benson.
I'm not proud to be an American where no one is really free. And we do forget the people who died because we killed so many. I don't wanna stand up next to you. It's time to take a knee, because there ain't no doubt that no one wins with white supremacy.
Oh, wow. How exciting was that? And the love to hate our country, 'cause they're upper white middle class. They went to college as a normal kid, and they came out like an ass, and I'll gladly stand up. Chad, that was very nice. So funny. Goodness me. Little song of the day there. Now, yesterday, you guys might remember, the Democrats, they started all of the singing of stuff because the Texas Democrats are like, we better get on out of here. Where are you going? We're going to go over to D.C. because we're going to fight for voting rights. Okay, good. Voting rights are fantastic. I love voting rights. Everybody should vote. Black, white, green, orange. And Republicans, if you're afraid to let people of color vote because you think that they're going to vote you out, you need to change your message, and your message needs to get better. And Democrats, if you think that everybody who is a person of color can't figure out how to get to a poll or get an ID, you are racist. Mostly bigoted. Stop being victims. Stop claiming they're all victims. They're not. But so they flew out of there yesterday on an airplane, right? They're leaving on a jet plane. And as bad as my voice is, still.
We will overcome. We will overcome. We will overcome someday. Deep in our heart, I do believe we will overcome.
Is it shall? Is it what? Is it over? Is it shall? Is it we are over or we shall Oh, guys, we got to get better at this. We got to get better. We got to get better. We're not good. That is not good. Not good. I just love the insanity. I do. I'm sorry. I got to be honest. Some of it makes me laugh really hard. I sit there and I listen to this. And this is what happens when the extremes get a hold of stuff and they do stuff and they freak out. And by the way, this is nothing new, right? Extremism is nothing new. Fear is nothing new. So, producer Phil, how old are you? Remind me again.
52.
52 years young for producer Phil. Growing up in the era that we did, we were worried about the Cold War. That was another one. But there was another thing that was going to happen. It was climate change. Oh, yeah, it's totally happening, Chad. I mean, the changing was coming, and it was a climate change. When we were kids, we were terrified because of the heat. Well,
in 1977, the worst winter in a century struck the United States.
I think that if we had to go through a real bad winter, just like we just went through, I think we'd have to think about moving someplace else.
Move where? The brutal buffalo winter might become common all over the United States.
Well, wait a minute there. That's wrong. Time Magazine, I remember. Time Magazine. That's the one thing where, as a kid, because you're a kid, right? You know, when you're a child, and it's 1977, you're 6 years old, and there's a coming ice age, or this, or whatever they had, this, and In Search of, that was Leonard Nimoy, for those of you guys. Talking there. I think Newsweek predicted it, So one of the big ones back in the day, one of those big ones, but that's Leonard Nimoy. That's Spock. He's talking about what? He's talking about an ice age. Well, hold on a second. And if you ask climatologists, right, you say, hey, would you rather have an ice age or a heat wave? They'll go, heat wave. We can make things grow in the heat. You know what we can't do? Make things grow in the cold.
What scientists are telling us now is that the threat of an ice age is not as remote as they once thought. During the lifetime of our grandchildren, Arctic cold and perpetual snow could turn most of the inhabitable portions of our planet into a polar desert.
A polar desert. Oh. A polar desert? Yeah. Polar I live in the desert. When you listen to that, though, they talk about the extremes, right? Oh, this is never going to happen again, or that can't happen, or this. These are what people live off of. You watch In Search of when I was a kid, it was like the most exciting, terrifying show. Here comes Leonard Nimoy, Spock, and he's got that cool voice, and he's going to come out and he's going to talk about, all this stuff, and it was kind of scary. It was kind of fun, but this is like one of those things, and we were learning about it at school. You guys don't understand. This is what's coming. There's a good chance it's just, places where there's a beach, you could get snow. That's impossible.
Climate experts believe the next ice age is on its way. According to recent evidence, it could come sooner than anyone had expected. At weather stations in the far north, temperatures have been dropping for 30 years. Seacoasts long free of summer ice are now blocked year-round. According to some climatologists, within a lifetime, we might be living in the next ice age.
Oh, my God. What? So when you hear people talk about the fears, the coming end of everything, and the extremes, just realize that it's a great way to rouse people. It's a great way to piss them off. It's a great way to... But overreaction is not needed. Trust me. But we get it. Because it's what sells, right? It's what sells. That's the beauty of what happens. It's what sells. Coming soon, the ice age. Coming soon, global warming. Nope, coming soon, climate change. Coming soon. You just sit back and you go, what's real? What's not real? Usually somewhere in the middle, you'll find the actual truth. And remember, with data, you can Jimmy data, right? You can go over here and go, I put a little mustard on this data over here, or this didn't go the way I want, so I'm going to take it out a little bit. Yesterday, I had somebody say, did you see Georgia did a recount? Trump lost by what? 10,000? They found 20,000 votes that were double counted. I'll go, oh, really? Show it to me. And they send me some weird, like, superamericanpatriot.com. And I'm, like, laughing. And I go, have you looked anywhere else? I said it was 200 double counted. 200. Well, it should be 20,000, but it's not. But when you don't want to do the work, expect the work that you are doing not to end up the way you think. 323-538-2423. At Chad Benson Show is your Twitter. Tweet at us, text the program. Love hearing from all of you. Democrats, what are you doing?
Every major program that President Biden has asked us for is funded in a robust way. The Budget Committee has come to an agreement. The budget resolution with instructions will be $3.5 trillion.
$3.5 trillion. That's a lot of dollars. $3.5 trillion. Why? Well, because we're getting into human infrastructure now. I'm like, we're going to start building people? I read an article the other day where people are ready to marry robots. I don't know what that's going to be like. Does that mean I can marry my Roomba? If you want. You'll fight over it with a cat. But the progressive wing is trying. I was talking to my uncle last night, and he said he doesn't dislike Biden, just not a fan of the politics. And I said, I don't dislike Biden. I don't know him, don't like him. People say, oh, he's crazy and he's nuts and he's all of this. He's none of those things. I said, come on. I said, has he lost a step? There's no doubt. There's no doubt he's lost a step. In saying that, he is caught because he's very much a corporate Democrat, right? It's going to have, hey, this is my advisors. I'm like, those people work at Goldman Sachs and Raytheon. And then over here, you've got the progressive side, and he's trying to be all things to all people. And the progressive side, that extreme side, they want all kinds of stuff that's going to cost a ton of money.
The concerns of you and other members of the Progressive Caucus about what is going to happen to efforts to combat climate change in these battles over infrastructure?
I believe that the Progressive Caucus is rather united in the fact that we will not support bipartisan legislation without a reconciliation bill, and one that takes bold and large action on climate, drawing down carbon emissions, but also job creation and increasing equity and resilience for impacted communities, particularly frontline communities.
No, resilience. But why are we doing that with the climate? I just heard Leonard Nimoy, Spock, he told me it was a coming ice age. Shouldn't we be trying to increase some of those things, make it a little warmer? Chad, now you're being a jerk. So what are they doing? Well, Biden goes out and says, hey, we got this bill, right? It's totally cool. It's got this bill. It's going to be, it's bipartisan. We've kind of, come together. We're spending more than they wanted to, less than I wanted to. We gave some, they gave some. We're still, don't worry though, still just packed full of pork. But it's not as porky as it could be. It's not that. And so they're like, well, we may stop it then because we want all of what we wanted and we want the other stuff too. And we'll just go and do a reconciliation, which is going to be tough to do, but they're going to try it anyways. But, so much of it's about what?
We have many, many different actions that we need in a climate bill for reconciliation, whether it's a civilian climate corps, whether it is increased infrastructure and investment in rail and mass transit, and whether it's also centering frontline Indigenous, Black and Brown and low-income communities that are polluted on and often experience the greatest brunt and will be experiencing the greatest brunt of climate change-related infrastructure failures.
Climate change, you mean, how do you mean? Because I just heard him.
In 1977, the worst winter in a century struck the United States.
I think that if we had to go through a real bad winter, just like we just went through, I think we'd have to think about moving someplace else.
Move where? The brutal buffalo winter might become common all over the United States.
I'm confused now. So you're telling me, Leonard, that I should get them. She's telling me I need to get them sunblock and we should all ride around on a bicycle. You're telling me they need a parka. The confusion is tremendous. You know who I'm going with? Leonard Nimoy. 323-538-2423 at Chad Benson Show is your Twitter. Tweet at us, text the program. Do love hearing from every single one of you. Oh, worst ice cream? Yeah, we're going to talk about that. How dare you combine one of my favorite foods with one of my other favorite foods? We all know that I only eat like 3 food groups. And somebody's like, I got an idea. Is it a bad idea? It's the best bad idea ever. Chad Benson Show.
Check out our Chad Benson Show Facebook page where you can hang out or hang your grievances out to dry. This is Chad Benson.
Never, ever would I try this. Brooklyn-based Van Leeuwen Ice Cream is going to create the macaroni and cheese flavored ice cream because I think it's tomorrow. Oh, it's today, actually. It's macaroni and cheese day. Kraft macaroni and cheese, the only cheese that you need to worry about, kids. Don't know what they do, but it's amazing. And it looks like they just put the powder in there. I'm sorry. A pint's $12? I love macaroni and cheese. I was going to say this. Again, let's go over this again. Palate of a 7-year-old. Let's talk about some of the things I'll eat. Hot dogs. Love them. Macaroni and cheese. Yeah. Vanilla ice cream. Sign me up. Reese's Peanut Butter Cup. Had one this morning. Iced tea. Yep. Lemonade. I'm all about it. Hamburgers. Oh, ho, ho. Bean and cheese burritos. Heck yeah. Pizza. Mm-hmm. Cheese and pepperoni. Fish. Never. Ice cream, macaroni and cheese, no chance. Them separately, oh yeah. Together, no. This isn't one of those, hey, we've been clamoring for this. This is like, why? Because we're talking about it, that's why. Oh yeah. Producer Phil, remind people out there who listen to the radio program scantily every once in a while, what will nature do to you?
Make you eat mac and cheese ice cream?
Yeah, that's pretty gross.
No,
And
it will mess you up.
Mess you up. Now imagine this. It's Shark Week. And finally, they went and got some real people that will do some real stupid things. They went to the jackass people and said, hey, let's do some fun stuff.
We have now exhausted every single idea we could possibly come up with. There's nothing left to do but jump the shark.
The boys from Jackass decided to try their hand at some shark stunts. They sent their friend Sean McInerney, aka Poopies, over an impossible jump with nothing but sharks swimming below. You could probably guess what happened next.
When you hear the words, yeah, Poopies, great job, oh my God, tourniquet, you think he crashed. He did. You think it's no big deal. No. But then you think, oh, he literally jumped the shark. Oh, yeah, he did. He literally jumped the shark.
And help was immediately on the scene.
All right, get him up. Get him up. Tourniquet. This was only one bite in one spot? Okay. And he's not missing anything.
Nope. It's a reminder that we are pushing it pretty hard. This could happen, of course.
I'm more worried about when the jackass guys get around and they kill the shark. Like, what'd you guys do? Well, we were going to flip a motorcycle and we land on top of the shark. We killed it. How is Poopster doing?
I definitely got a degree in shark college there. I knew there was a chance I was going to get bit by a shark, but I didn't think it was going to happen.
Are you mad at the shark?
No, I don't blame the sharks at all. I mean, I was in their living room and it was dinner time.
That is funny. You know, Shark Week, I don't know, it's probably 5-10 years ago. They did one where they got in with like a marine biologist and they're in shallow water. And like to get into sense of what it's really like, what they can really do to you. And they're with bull sharks. And the guy's trying to explain, look, you know, these animals here, I mean, these things, that first of all, the testosterone that flows to them, there's no other animal on the planet that is aggressive as this animal right here, which is the bull shark. And they're trying to explain, they're in shallow water, probably 3-4 feet. And that's when the bull shark comes by and they're just kind of bumping their, and he latches onto the guy's calves, and it only takes a split second. But when they bring him out and you see how shredded his calves are, you're like, wow. Wow. And that's what the Jackass guys did. Poopsie. He's okay. He survives. 323-538-2423 at Chad Benson Show. It's your Twitter. We survived as well. Guys, have an awesome rest of your day. We got you over the hump. We will do it again tomorrow. Follow along across all our crazy social medias. We try to have a good time there. As always, night, Jack.
This is the Chad Benson Show.